Welcome back to Fortune Flow. I'm Sage, your guide through the language the universe speaks in silence. Think about the person in your life who always says, "I'm fine." The one who shows up, the one who listens, the one who mediates every argument, carries every emotional burden, and somehow always puts everyone else first. Now ask yourself this. When was the last time someone asked them how they're really doing? When was the last time they told the truth? If that person is you, this video is going to hurt, and it's going to heal, because Life Path 2 is the number of the Peacemaker, the Empath, the one who feels everything. And the Peacemaker's greatest wound is this: they give and give and give until there is nothing left, and they still don't ask for help. In numerology, the number 2 represents duality, balance, partnership, harmony. Where the 1 stands alone and initiates, the 2 seeks connection. The 2 doesn't want to lead. They want to understand, to support, to bring people together. And in a world that often glorifies independence and power, the 2's gift can seem soft, passive, weak. It is none of those things. The Life Path 2 carries one of the most emotionally intelligent energies in all of numerology. They read a room better than anyone. They feel what others are feeling, sometimes before those people even know it themselves. Psychologically, we call this high empathy. Spiritually, numerology calls it the 2's sacred contract. They came here to heal division, to teach cooperation, to show that strength doesn't always look like a clenched fist. But here's what almost no one tells the Life Path 2. Your gift is also your wound. And if you're not careful, the thing you came here to give will break you. The Life Path 2 soul came into this world wired for connection. They are the friend who remembers what you said 3 weeks ago. The partner who notices when something is off before you say a word. The colleague who mediates the tension that everyone else pretends isn't there. 2S are natural diplomats, not because they avoid conflict, but because they understand that most conflict comes from people feeling unheard. And the 2 knows how to listen in a way that makes people feel seen. They are deeply intuitive. Where the 1 leads with vision, the 2 leads with feeling. They sense the emotional undercurrents in every conversation, every silence, every unspoken tension. And when a Life Path 2 is in their power, they are the glue that holds communities together. They are the ones who bridge divides, who bring opposing sides to the table, who remind everyone that connection is possible. They don't do this for recognition. They do it because harmony feels like breathing to them. And discord feels like suffocation. But here is the part that breaks my heart every time I explain this number. The Life Path 2 gives everything to everyone and believes that asking for anything in return makes them a burden. Let me say that again. They will carry your pain. They will hold space for your breakdown. They will cancel their plans to show up for you at 2 a.m. And the moment they need the same thing, they will minimize it, dismiss it, tell themselves they're fine, that it's not that bad, that other people have it worse. This is the 2's deepest wound, the belief that their needs are secondary, that their value is measured by how much they can give without taking. That love is something they earn through service, and because the 2 is so good at reading others, they become experts at hiding themselves. They smile when they're hurting. They reassure when they're falling apart. They prioritize everyone else's emotional state and neglect their own until they collapse. If you are a life path 2, tell me if this sounds familiar. You are the friend everyone calls when they need advice, but when you're struggling, you don't call anyone. You handle it alone because you don't want to be a burden. In relationships, you are hyper aware of your partner's moods. You adjust, you accommodate, you diffuse tension before it escalates. But when it comes to expressing your own needs, you downplay them. You wait for the other person to notice. And when they don't, you tell yourself it's fine. At work, you are the peacemaker in every conflict. You're the one who smooths things over, who makes sure everyone feels heard. But your own frustrations, your own boundaries, you swallow them because rocking the boat feels worse than staying silent. You are deeply sensitive. Criticism, even constructive criticism, lands harder on you than it does on others. You replay conversations in your mind. You overanalyze. You wonder if you did something wrong, if you hurt someone, if they're upset with you. And the thing that devastates the 2 most is this: you pour everything into the people you love. And when they take you for granted, you blame yourself. You think you didn't give enough, that you should have tried harder. That right there, that is the shadow of the 2. So here is what I need you to understand. Life Path 2. Your needs are not secondary. Your pain is not less important. Your value is not measured by how much you can give without asking for anything in return. The world needs your empathy. It needs your ability to hold space, to mediate, to heal. But the world also needs you whole, and you cannot pour from an empty cup. Here's the hard truth. The people who truly love you want to give back to you. They want to support you, but you have to let them. You have to stop pretending you're fine when you're not. You have to stop making yourself smaller so that others feel bigger. Because the moment you start honoring your own needs with the same care you give to everyone else's, everything shifts. You don't lose your empathy. You don't become selfish. You become balanced. And balance, real balance, is what the 2 came here to teach. Not just balance between others, balance within yourself. Now, if you're thinking this is just describing people-pleasing, that's not numerology, that's codependency. You're not entirely wrong. The psychological profile of the Life Path 2 does overlap significantly with what therapists call anxious attachment or high empathy paired with weak boundaries. But here's where it gets interesting. Not all 2s struggle with codependency, and not all people pleasers are Life Path 2s. The 2's pattern is specific. It's not just about seeking approval. It's about a deep, almost spiritual need for harmony, for resolution, for connection. The 2 doesn't people please because they need validation. They do it because discord genuinely feels painful to them, like a frequency that's off, like something broken that needs to be fixed. That's not weakness, that's attunement. The challenge for the 2 is learning that not all discord needs to be resolved by them, that sometimes the most loving thing they can do is let people sit with their own discomfort. So here is the question I want to leave you with. Life Path 2, what would change if you believe that your needs matter as much as everyone else's? Not more, not less, equally. What would you ask for? What would you say no to? Who would you stop carrying? Because you are a Life Path 2. You were born to heal, to bridge, to bring people together. but you were not born to disappear in the process. The world needs your empathy, but it also needs you whole. And the most radical thing a Life Path 2 can do is take care of themselves with the same devotion they give to everyone else. That's not selfish, that's sacred. If you are a Life Path 2, drop a 2 in the comments and tell me, what is one thing you've been afraid to ask for? I read every comment, and I promise you are not alone in this. If this video resonated with you, share it with the person in your life who gives everything and asks for nothing. Sometimes the message lands harder when it comes from someone who sees them. Next week, we go deeper into Life Path 3, when your gift becomes your cage. If you're a 3 or you love one, you won't want to miss it. I am Sage. Stay blessed. Stay aligned. Peace and light.